Well, I don't think it's the kind of thing you kind of wake up in the morning and think, oh, I think I'll do a one-place study, or I'll collect everything about a particular place. But I've been doing a surname study for many years on the surname of Silliphant, which is quite an unusual name and is based in the West Country, in Devon, Cornwall, and slightly a little bit in Somerset. And I found when I was going through some of the parish registers and visiting some of the parishes that actually, although he wasn't one of my direct ancestors, one of the people who was called Silliphant, he was called Richard Silliphant, was actually a mason in the parish of Luffincott, which is a tiny, tiny parish on the border of Devon and Cornwall, right next to the other parish that I do, which is Tetcott. And he was actually commemorated as rebuilding the tower on the side of the Luffincott church way back in 1791. Now, even in the West Country, Silliphant is reasonably, I wouldn't say common, but you find quite a few even nowadays in the Holsworthy area. But to actually find a plaque on the side of a tower to commemorate that person and what they did so long ago, I think I was inspired from that to kind of collect everything about the two parishes, which had a lot of links with the Silliphant name through the centuries. Luffincott, as I mentioned, is very, very small. In fact, there are only about 50 people that inhabit the village even today. There are very few properties, and many of them have quite a long history, but unfortunately one of the properties is no longer there. The rectory actually burnt down many, many years ago. The rector at the time was convinced that the house was haunted and there was a fire, and the house is no longer there, or the property is no longer there, and the church isn't used either anymore. So unfortunately for me, back in history, because it's such a small place, there are very, very few pictures. So when you put the search into eBay or Amazon and things, some people have lots of books or stories that have been written about their particular place, but I have very few. But I did come across the other day a postcard that somebody was selling, and it's one of those ones you think, I don't mind how much this is, I need to have this postcard, and I've got it here. So this is actually a picture of the haunted house, which was the rectory back in the early 1900s, and it's one of the few postcards that actually survives. Whereas, as I say, there's very few other pictures of the area. It's changed very little over time, and the reason I landed up doing both Tetcott and Luffincott was because the parish boundaries actually move. So you may as well collect the whole lot of the two villages, and they're both very, very small, so it is a manageable one-place study.